Hey guys, welcome to another 5-head video. So guys, this video is going to be a little bit different. I will start by saying, as I am forced to every time I make a video like this, no, I'm not quitting New World. I have no plans to quit New World. I still enjoy playing it, even though many of you feel the need to constantly remind me that you think it's dead. However, I have had requests to cover a few other games, and one of those games is Conan Exiles. I absolutely love Conan Exiles. It has for many years been one of my favorite survival games to play. I admit it got a bad rap much like New World at release, with bugs, crashes, and all manner of issues any game company dreads. But over time it has grown, and become in my opinion one of the best titles in the survival genre. So with the recent news of changes coming to the game, and of course my desire to play them, I thought, okay, why not? This is a perfect time to test some of the new stuff out, and share my experience with you guys. Now I want to be clear once again, this is a side thing, and will not be in place of my New World content. I will continue to post those videos as well as continue to play it. This is more of a series for me, and my hope is that some of you out there will enjoy it, and potentially try this amazing title if you haven't or haven't in many years. So for now, let's talk about the changes upcoming to Conan Exiles and why I wanted to hop back in and give this another playthrough. So coming very soon is Update 3.0, announced to release in Q3 of 2022. So very soon. This update brings so many changes to Conan Exiles that I think it'll make the game a completely fresh and amazing play experience. The first big change is the building overhaul. With the upcoming update comes a huge overhaul to the building mechanics in Conan Exiles. They have long said that from the onset of the game their main goal was to make building as effortless and fun as possible. But as you know, if you have ever played Conan, whether it was bad design or limitations in technology at the time, or whatever it was, at times it was anything but effortless. Well, this looks like it is all changing in Age of Sorcery. Building will have an all-new interface, which will not be like it was before, intertwined with crafting, but one completely dedicated to building. No longer will you be crafting building pieces in your bag, then placing them in your action bar, but instead they are adding a carpentry hammer to the game, which when equipped will bring up an all-new building UI. From this UI, you will be able to access building pieces, all separated into different easy-to-navigate tabs. Building pieces, crafting stations, decorations, everything, even various DLC materials will be organized and easy to find in this new system. You then simply place the items you would like to place and the interface will consume the materials directly instead of having to spend hours crafting 400 walls ahead of time before you build. This is going to make designing my new fortress so much easier and fun. Many times, to be honest, I would plan a huge build and then get bored and slowly lose interest because the building piece preparation was too long with the crafting times. Next, they're also adding a battle pass. With the new update, they are revamping how they distribute and sell expansion packs and other DLC content. The reason they give behind this is that it prevents them from having to lock out content through map restrictions or servers, and simply will have it released through a battle pass. Now before you panic, no, this will not be pay to win. They promise that like the DLCs from the past, these battle passes will not give anything tied to them that gives power. They will be cosmetic in nature only. Here's a full list of categories of items in the first one, but these will change for future ones. Armor skins, weapon skins, building pieces, pets, emotes, decorations, flasks, war paints, mounts, saddles, and Crom coins. There will also be many free items in the battle passes for those players who progress through it but choose not to pay. And if by chance you choose to pay later, everything you have progressed to earn will unlock. The way these battle passes will work is they are adding ages to Conan Exiles. These are basically seasons that will be themed to the age at the time that they choose. I'm not a huge fan of battle passes, however, I have always loved the DLC cosmetic packs from Conan Exiles, so I'm more than willing to give them a chance on this. And this leads us into the Bazaar. I have mixed feelings about the Bazaar because I've never been a fan of in-game shops, and adding them to a survival game is very strange. But they are adding a Bazaar to the game. This is, of course, an in-game shop, much like those we've seen in other games like the one in New World or Lost Ark. But once again, they promise nothing we will find inside will have power or progress attached to it, simply cosmetics. You will use a new currency in this shop called Crom coins, that you will have to purchase with real money or earn in the battle passes. I have no idea how much they will cost yet, but we can expect them to probably be standard market price we see in all games, like $1,000 for $1. The items in this Bazaar will be limited in quantity and rotate based on the demand and the age that the current season is in, which should keep things fresh and interesting, I suppose. Next, they are completely revamping the attributes, perks, and corruption system. The build that you use in Conan Exiles has a huge impact on the overall power of your character and how easily you progress as you play. But one thing that has always been boring is that the number of viable builds was so limited. Almost everyone used exactly the same perks and attributes to do the various things that we need to do. There was not a lot of variation. With the changes coming to the system in the next update, this should all change a great deal. The 3 goals they say they had with this system revamp were 1. to majorly rebalance perks and attributes to improve viability across the board. 2. To integrate sorcery in a way that suits the fantasy. And 3. To introduce an added element of choice in character progression. So they've reduced the max number of attribute points you can earn from 390, which we have now, to 60 after the update. Each attribute is now maxed out at 20 points. And now there will be no ramping cost as you level of the amount of points to level up in each perk. Every point placed in an attribute should feel more impactful now. A new perk is earned for every 5 points you put into an attribute. At every 10 points, you can choose between 2 different perks, meaning that every attribute has 2 milestones where you can choose between 2 perks at 10 and 20 points. They have also added a ton of new perks with this patch, which they think will be more impactful and more interesting. Some examples of these are the Builder perk that makes structures you build more stable, the Survivalist perk which makes tools last much longer and your food and water drop much slower, and the Shieldmaster perk giving you the ability to block unblockable attacks. And that is only scratching the surface. There are many more that will allow for some amazing new combinations and builds. And they have completely changed what attributes affect exactly and what attributes that we actually have. So the new attributes are Strength, you are a Titan of muscle. It makes you deal more damage with strength weapons and somewhat increases your carry capacity. Agility, precision, skill, and speed will keep you alive with this attribute. Deft weapons deal more damage and you have an increased stamina bar. Vitality, a living exile is deadly exile. This basically just increases your hit points. Authority, they will all kneel before you. Authority makes it easier to knock out thralls, and it makes your followers deal more damage. Grit, the harsh elements and struggle for survival have carved out a great well of willpower, providing you with increased stamina and armor. And expertise, some destroy, some build. You do both. You can carry more weight. So I'm excited to get in when this goes live and try out creating some new amazing builds with you guys. And finally, sorcery. So the first thing you should know is that magic in Conan Exiles won't be the magic that we're used to seeing in fantasy video game worlds. They've gone to great lengths to keep it true to the world Robert E. Howard created. So you won't be shooting fireballs or arcane missiles or summoning loaves of bread. Instead, you will be doing things like dominating demons, performing ritual sacrifices, raising the dead, and much more dark corruption-based things to tear apart your enemies. What I find very cool about this edition is that they did not simply add magic on top of the current game. They have woven it into the game, changing completely how we will be playing it. Deciding to take this path will affect how we play and what we do. I think it'll be a very exciting journey. So to cast sorceries, you must equip a staff, which you will be able to craft using a new bench that they are adding in the patch also. Each sorcery is a spoken phrase. When casting a spell, you will select your words in order through runes that appear before you. A spell from the Realm of Death will start differently than one from the Realm of Dreams, for example. Some examples of the spells that we will have available to us to cast over time are the Call of Nergal. With the Call of Nergal, you can summon a bat demon to lift you into the sky and carry you a great distance. You will be lifted upward and then control the direction of your glide. Your bat has an energy bar which depletes over time, which you can use to ascend higher at will. And next we have Creeping Darkness. Draw into darkness and then release it tenfold, plunging your surroundings into a black of night. This is no natural darkness, however, as the skittering sound of the spiders that accompanies it attest. Enemies caught in the unnatural nightmare are terrified until attacked. I won't go much further into these changes, however, but there is a ton more. New building pieces, new thralls, new workstations, quests, and mechanics. I'm real excited and wanted to sort of test the waters to see if covering this alongside New World would be something you guys might be interested in. Let me know in the comments. And as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.